Hello, and today, this is a new series. Welcome to Spread the Butter. Spread the Butter. Here in this new series, we make actually not new, we make very epic, very cool theories. But this and maybe some other stuff again, I guess, I don't know. But let us begin, shall we? So, I think most of you know this game, Border Game. And there's a lot of fans that really like this game. This game's pretty fun. I still don't have my they didn't accept my access. They didn't accept my access of the night of the KC. I think I might join I think I might join the Viking League next time. But yeah. So in the game, there are two nations that you can choose from. The Vikings and the Vikings and the Bricklandians. The Bricklandians are one of the main casts and are very important in the game. While the Vikings, they're the evil ones. They're the evil ones in the game. And these two don't really fit together, but it's still gaming, and many people don't really care if you die, or they just don't care if they hate each other. They just care. They just go ahead and just watch other people fight for random nonsense. Sorry for the dramatic music, by the way. I'm playing a game. They just want to see who is the epic battler, so yeah. So yeah. This big thing led to some random people to make some groups dedicated to the war that is ongoing. And by the war, I mean the Vikings and the Knights, which are very, very important, by the way. If you want to play the game, then you need to remember the entire lore. Actually, you don't need to. You just have to play the game, and then boom, you know the lore already. So congratulations to you. But other than that, there is a big map. I don't know, but I'll just try to search it up. But I'm gonna search it up later. I think I might make a part 2 of this. Anyway, in this, there's a whole map, and there's like a lot of islands surrounding the main peninsula, which is Bricklandia, of course, and another big island, which is the Vikings, of course. So what am I saying here? Well, back in the day, I'm making my own lore. There are two gods, okay? The brick god and evil brick god, which both were, I think they were brothers. I don't know, but this is my made up lore, so I don't care. These two gods were brothers, or siblings. You know, their typical stuff. And then they start making the earth. They start making the universe of Mr. Wiggles. And then they start, adding some people, and then those people, and each of those people praised their god, and then all of them turned into small little villages. There's the peasant village, which are an independent faction, afar from the Bricklandians, which are a small village at the time. Which, by the way, I'm making it. I'm saying it into like each of the updates that happened. So the year is 2018, but in Bricklandia, that's probably before. Yeah, that's probably before the big gap, before the big updates. So yeah, we call it before before Great Kingdom and after Great Kingdom. So it's before Great Kingdom. So it's BGC or BGK. I don't know. Let's just call it BC. And these type of Bricklandians, you know, they were doing their stuff. Mr. Wiggles was the king of the land and still is king till this day. And then I forgot the leader of the Vikings though. So that's one thing that we don't really know yet. And then one thing is that both of these leaders, I think they were like friends in Roblox, but in this type of universe that I'm creating, is that both of them really hated each other, so they started making weapons. So they start arming their men, swords, shields, little bows, and your typical neighborhood or drama. Not neighborhood drama, by the way. And yes, they start attacking each other. Until the boat, which was already there. The boat... Wait, no, I'm saying it wrong. It's the Grand Old War. The Great War, which happened during the old days of the kingdom of Bricklandia, and still happens till this day between the Vikings. There's a big pinnacle between the peasants over in that area. All of those peasants decided, some of the peasant village broke in half. The other half belonged to the loyalists of the Vikings, while the other half belonged to the loyalists of the Bricklandians. And this whole lore that I'm creating is pretty big. So yeah, like I said, I might make a two-parter. But what I'm trying to make here is that each of these peasants either choose to stay democratic and civil while fighting for their king, while fighting for their god, the brick god, by the way. Or the others decide to do crime and fight for the Vikings and believe in the bad brick god. And this whole divide was a big problem, guys. I mean, the new players, they decided to buy some passports, while some other new players decided to do some Viking crap. And that is until there were too much peasants to deal with that they had to make the wall. What is the wall, in fact? Which you don't ask me that question, but I'll just say it anyway. The wall is a big wall in front of the entire kingdom. The castle is right here. The castle is right here, like in the very back of it, in the very back of the kingdom. During the time, Brick God's temple is up there in the big hill, while the wall is right here. Like for example, you're the peasants, and then this is the wall. They had to buy passports, which either was fake or was good. Some good passports does a bad thing, but for that, most of those peasants mostly came in and became a good citizen, while some said frick this and decided to join the Vikings, or they just left the game. And that led to the point where the wall was heavily heavily protected, that the Vikings literally had to hung in bombs and bomb the walls so that they can help their Viking comrades and random peasants that wanted to enter, but they were poor from the passports. So they decided to, you know what? Let's help some peasants. So yeah, that's how it happened. and still on till this day. And there were many attempts of killing Brick God and the Viking's version of the Brick God. But this big divide between the two islands, it was pretty intense. They had to build actual boats, and they had to destroy each other's boats so that they won't get into their land. It's pretty chaotic, I may say. And they decided to make some naval conflict as well. Some even took it so far off that they decided to make airships. You know, airships. You know those little airships that go on top? Yep, airships. And that's not even the case that I'm trying to start here. Actually, no, that doesn't make sense. That's not even the thing that I'm even talking about. I'm talking about how the Vikings wanted to invade so that they can get money, while Mr. Wiggles was pretty chill about the whole thing. And there was also the big. Actually, I think I might talk about most of the party soon, but there was one moment in like Bricklandia where the Vikings settled a small fort made out of wood, and most Vikings mostly spawned there and invaded the castle, which was a big thing until they decided to, you know what, let's stop doing it. So they destroyed the fort or castle, whatever it is, and decided to make it into, I think it's a forestry ground. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Even during the raids till this day, they mostly use the new invention also known as gliders, which I'm going to be talking about in the next part. But from now on, everything seems to be peaceful until pirates, the Noob Lord, which was the vice president, I guess. I don't know. The wizard wars. There's a lot to talk about. So stay tuned for those. Subscribe if you want more. And peace. Guys, peace. Peace. Peace.